MIDEL Group, founded in 2008 with clear vision of consistently upgrading and enhancing the quality of professionalism in service delivery in its core area of business. The Chief Executive Officer, EGHOGHO ADOGHE-SANOMI, speak with Inside Business on leadership and the role of women in business. Or still on MIDEL Group of companies, the CEO speak with Inside Business on the business purposes and culture as one of Nigeria's most respected and successful property and facility management companies. And 2015 Indian Republic Day may have come and gone. The relationship between Nigeria and India is getting stronger. Find out how. This is Inside Business Africa, Africa's business news and information leader. Hello and thanks for joining us. My name is Kenneth Odushola Stevenson and this is Inside Business Africa, Africa's business news and information leader. I will be talking about Nigeria for today. Most importantly, we're going to be talking about facility management, property development and many other issues, including the role of women in leadership position. We'll be joined later on, like you may have heard on the highlight, by the Managing Director, Chief Executive of MIDEL Group of Company, Mrs. Simoni, who is going to be talking about women's role in leadership. We'll talk about all that when we come back right after this commercial break. Like your construction and engineering industry news and information, broad, complex and difficult to read, or sharp, ready to read and explore? Presenting Construction and Engineering Digest magazine, CED, refreshing clarity in construction and engineering industry news and information. Construction and Engineering Digest magazine, CED, incorporating oil and gas report with news and information that work for you. Welcome back. It's still Inside Business Africa, Africa's business news and information leader. Thanks for staying with us. It is very important for us to take a very important background look at the organization being run by our special guest today, Mrs. Simoni, who is going to be talking about the role of women in leadership and many other issues as it pertains to leadership in organization. But first, it's just imperative that we bring to you a very short documentary on the organization MIDEL Group of Companies. Take a listen. As corporate Nigerians begin to understand the correlation between a well-organized premises and a successful business, MIDEL Groups, founded in 2008, existed to provide a unique service to African businesses, delivering efficient, capable and experienced management of commercial properties in the country, says the Chief Executive Officer, MIDEL Group, EGHOGHO ADOGHE-SANOMI.
And I'm the CEO of MIDEL Group, a properties and facilities management organization. I started the business with a passion to create and maintain beautiful spaces. Now, when I started the business, I saw that there was a gap in the maintenance of buildings. And I wanted to fill that gap because I saw the frustration in people. It wasn't that they didn't want their spaces maintained and kept beautiful. It was that they didn't know how to. And so that was why I took that mandate to do that. And we started with residential properties where we would find the perfect spaces for people. They would love their environment, but they would get frustrated after some time. They don't have lights or know how to maintain their generator. They didn't have access to artisans, plumbers, electricians. And so we felt, okay, you know what? We found this space for you. We'll maintain it for you. We'll bring all these people so that you can enjoy your space, enjoy your serenity. Your home should be your sanctuary where you shut out from all the troubles of life. We wanted to contribute to that serenity for our clients. And that led us into facilities management as well.
Recognizing that every business is different, MIDEL Group has designed a personalized management strategy that ensures every client gets the desired service. Hence, the company has consistently recorded great success while making the needed contribution to the national economy.
So we saw that our clientele was more productive in the workforce when they had rested properly at home. And we thought to ourselves, if we can do this for them at home, why not in the office as well? And that's how the MIDEL Center was established, where we thought, okay, let's have this perfect building where we would take care of any distractions from work to make the population more productive. They would rest at home, they will come to work and concentrate on their work as well. We thought that would boost productivity in the country, and we are glad to contribute to that. I think our greatest landmark achievement would be the MIDEL Center. This is a building that promotes entrepreneurship. a lot of entrepreneurs reside in this building, as well as professionals. And so, as far as I'm concerned, it is a business community that promotes one another, that each clientele promotes one another. With the residents here, we have networking sessions, we have partnerships that have been formed, and that in itself.
Understanding that there can be no success without challenges, but MIDEL Groups, according to the Chief Executive Officer, sees every challenge as an opportunity.
When I started the business, I didn't realize that it was a male-dominated industry. And so it was hard for me to break into that industry, but with a lot of persistence I did. I think that when people see women in leadership roles, they are regarded with some form of skepticism on whether they actually merited those roles or it was just handed to them. I've come to understand that people learn, and sometimes the hard way, that those women are deserving of those roles. Going into a business as a woman is it has a lot of challenges. It has a lot of challenges, and so I would advise women to be persistent, to be focused, to not take no for an answer, or say, oh, you can't do it because you're a woman, or they regard you as maybe the weaker sex or whatever it is. No, I think you should take the reign and prove yourself. You've got to prove yourself that you are capable of taking on this responsibility and working even twice as hard if you must, just to prove yourself and make sure that people can take you seriously, as opposed to giving up at a whim. If someone doesn't believe in you or they talk down at you, you go home and cry. No, you must be persistent in your work. You must be very hardworking. I faced a lot of challenges where people don't take me seriously, based on maybe because I'm a woman. But I would challenge women out there to not take no for an answer, to go ahead and be hardworking, to prove to people who may think that you can't do what you say you can do, work twice as hard. Prove to them that you are more than capable of taking the role. And they'll see, once you start working, they'll see through it.
With a vision to consistently be Nigeria's foremost and preferred property and facility management company by continually upgrading and enhancing the quality of professionals in service delivery, MIDEL Groups, according to the Chief Executive Officer, take the issue of integrity and service seriously.
I think basically that's what has even kept our clientele with us and has promoted our growth. I don't think any business can sustain itself without a foundation of integrity. We live in Africa. Africa is the next frontier. The world is coming to us. We live in Nigeria, where we are the world's most populous black nation. So if you are an organization that doesn't get with the program, for every one MIDEL, there are 3 other MIDELs out there. Yeah. You've got to make sure that you earn your game. The competition is fierce, and the only way to keep your clientele is through integrity. Thankfully, that's what we have done in MIDEL. We've made it our watchword. We deliver exactly what we say we will, when we will, and that has gained our brand loyalty. And I think that's what will help us in the future as well.
Being passionate about clients' business and success is the driving force behind MIDEL Group's success, and this will continue to drive its expansion and growth patterns.
Like I mentioned before, it would have to do with the innovation of product. So if you start up doing one thing in year 1, you can't be doing the same thing in year 10. So the market in itself is evolving. You must evolve with it and make sure that you deliver what the market needs at each point in time. And also redevelop your products, reinvent your products, so that people can see the relevance of it moving forward.
There you have it, a very important documentary on MIDEL Group of Companies. The managing director speak on that particular program right there, talking about their projections in the next 10 years and what you will see looking globally in terms of the provision of very efficient services to clients. Now, I'm going to bring in the managing director again on Inside Business right now. This time we're going to be talking about the focus segment of the program, where we'll be talking about the issue of leadership and women in leadership in corporate Nigeria. And indeed, it's my honor to bring to Inside Business for today. A very important special guest indeed. It took a long while before we could get her to come onto this program, but now we are happy that we're able to share with her some of our views on women in leadership. Let me welcome Mrs. ADOGHE-SANOMI to Inside Business Africa. Madam, thank you again for joining us on Inside Business Africa. Well, you are the CEO of MIDEL Group of Companies, a very rare opportunities indeed, and especially in a male-dominated environment. Now, let's talk about your vision as a woman of substance and what you've been able to bring to bear at where you are now.
We started our organization in 2008 because we had a passion for properties and creating and maintaining beautiful spaces and marrying them to their perfect clients. We started the business with a passion and a vision to contribute to that relaxation and tranquility of individuals, because we came to realize that when people are well rested in their homes, they're more productive in the workplace. And so that's how we started our vision, and today we're happy that we've made a business out of it, a successful one at that.
Well, let's drive that. Having defined that, your vision, and as a woman of substance, let's drive that straight into the issue of leadership. Now, how do you define leadership, and what role do you think you play, and how does it impact in your own life and vision?
Leadership, as I see it, is a calling. It's not easy to have followership. And so when you have followership, you are custodian to their trust. Trust is such a fragile commodity. You don't want to break it. And so when people trust you with their livelihood, sometimes the livelihoods of their families or extended families, you must deliver. Leadership to me as well is about service. When you are in the lead, you take full responsibility of either yourself or a team. And so you must make strategic decisions. You must take full responsibility of any shortcomings. There are no finger pointing or blames or anyone. If there's a fault somewhere, you take full accountability for that. And if there are any points where you feel that need progress or pressing achievements, you have to go forward with that. You can't say it's this person's fault or that person's fault. You have to take the lead with your own life or with your team.
Well, indeed, it must have been a very challenging time for you at some point or the other, especially getting into this business of facility management, which is very global in terms of organizational structure and all of that. You must have faced some challenges. Now, can you tell us very briefly some of the thriving moment or trying moments as you drove along in this particular organization running this business?
I think the challenges that I would say that we encountered were mostly at startup. And that was when we were trying to get information, studies, research on how to actually establish the business. Now, we found out that we didn't have an information bank in Abuja where we would go to and get all the information that we needed. So we started going, we had to send people out to do our research in different locations. Now, that cost us time, effort, and a lot of money. I really wish that we could have a national information bank here in Abuja. I know they have the national libraries, but I would like it to be more enhanced so that anybody doing business or looking for information based on Nigeria, with case studies of Nigerian businesses, successes and failures, can go there, get their information, and then use it accordingly.
Well, it is possible. The corporate Nigeria is today very much awash with so many women in the position of leadership, and it didn't come at very easy, because for me personally, I believe that you must have worked your way to where we are, and women also have the same responsibility. But in terms of what we have seen today, it's unprecedented, because we have a lot of women who are doing fantastically well in the area of leadership, leading several organizations from oil and gas to every other aspect of Nigeria's corporate world, banking and all. And what do you say about the ability of women to lead? And what's your position in terms of how they handle issues relating to leadership?
Oh, I think the recognition of the versatility of women is long overdue. Long overdue. I mean, if you look at women, I know personally women who have 9-to-5 jobs. They have businesses on weekends, and they take care of their families as well as extended families. So what more versatility would you want an individual to have? I think it's long overdue. I'm really happy that now more women are put in leadership roles based on that recognition, and I think the future is very bright for Nigeria when women are in the leadership roles.
Well, in terms of support for women, you're running a very thriving organization, doing very well in Nigeria and looking globally. Now, let's look at the form of support that you know that women should be able to get to be able to excel in leadership position, if you will.
Well, I think the support that we have established here is that of mentorship. where we have work bodies where women share their knowledge, share their personal experiences with other women in our organization. That really helps a lot to build bonding. It helps a lot to build empathy. And of course, when you have those qualities in a team or an organization, it can only push the team forward.
All of us have role models. You know, some of us believe that Martin Luther King is our role model. Nelson Mandela is our role model because they have fought right. Indira Gandhi and many others. Margaret Thatcher, many of you. But for you, you must have some role models. Who are your role models and how do you define them?
I would say late Professor Dora Akinyuli. I admired her very, very greatly. I admired her courage, her strength, her empathy for her people. I mean, the NAFDAC, when she was in the lead of NAFDAC, you could see her sense of nurturing. She came out and she took the lead. She told people about their rights, their entitlement when it comes to good health. And the NAFDAC number was a seal. The NAFDAC number was now a seal of authenticity for drugs, where you would know this is fake or that is not. And I think that's one of the women leaders I really, really admire for her strength and courage. Another leader that I admire is Mrs. Obi-Ezekwesili. My respect for her has reached an ultimate high, especially with her activism with the Chibok Bring Back Our Girls campaign. And so we only hope we support her and hope that the girls will return to us sooner than later.
Well, I should have congratulated you earlier on, actually, but let me say congratulations for this important award you got recently, the African Female Leadership Impact Award. Now, it must have thrown up so many challenges to you as a person and as an entrepreneur. And how do you manage this success now? And what does that particular award mean to you today?
It means a whole lot to me. I was highly honored to be nominated. But it wasn't just about the award. The ceremony itself was a 3-day conference. And so when I went there, I met with other female leaders, other women that have greatly impacted their communities. We discussed, we networked, and I came back really, really motivated to do much more for my country, for my community, and for my continent.
Leadership potential and women. What aspect of women's life do you believe that for role model, young ladies that are growing up, what aspect of their life could they be able to work on to be able to have, explore and express their potential as leaders?
I would think it would be her nurturing side. I mean, if you have a fellowship, they want to know that you have their best interest at heart, where you deeply care for them. The Chancellor of Germany, Angela Merkel, is regarded as a mother figure in Germany, and she's been there for almost 10 years. That will attest to the fact that she has her people's interest at heart, and they trust her for that. And so I think a woman's nurturing side would be one of her assets to be a good leader. Now,
finally, in what areas, apart from being the leader or the managing director of MIDEL Group of Companies, what other area of leadership do you think you could function better? I mean, or if we find you there, or if you are there doing something already. Now, what kind of areas of leadership will you believe that will actually impact very well in the society if you find yourself there, or if you are doing the same thing now?
Well, I would say yes, because we've now branched out into environmental friendliness. We wanted to establish a very green building in Abuja and show corporate organizations that you can be green as well as do business. We have a program called MIDEL, where we championed recycling of waste products from the building. We also partnered with local recyclers, and then we segregate our waste, partner with them, they come to collect them and then forward them on to other organizations that will remanufacture them and reuse them.
Yes, Mrs. ADOGHE-SANOMI, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us on the issue of leadership and women and the role of women in corporate Nigeria. Most importantly, congratulations once again for that leadership award, and you do deserve it. From my conversation with you right now, I believe that you really truly deserve it. And watching the documentary about your organization, what you've been able to put together, we believe you've done well. Congratulations, and thank you again for talking with us. We've been talking with the Managing Director, Chief Executive of MIDEL Group of Company, Mrs. Simoni, who has been doing very well in the area of facility management, property development, and she's looking globally. She's mentioned quite some salient points in terms of talking about leadership. I hope you got something from that. Welcome back. He's still inside Business Africa, Africa's business news and information leader. Thanks for staying with us. Thank you again, Mrs. Simoni, for sharing your thoughts on leadership and women and the role of women in Nigeria. Moving on now, Indian Republic Day may have come and gone for 2015, but the relationship between Nigeria and India has continued to grow, says the High Commissioner. Take a listen.
And of course, I agree with you, the relationship is very old. We have been in touch with each other for a long time, and India is perhaps the only country which established diplomatic relations with Nigeria before you became independent, 1958. And the relationship has grown over the years, and in the process of globalization, we have also spread across the world. You have also spread across the world. That bilateral strong bond which was there in the olden days looks as if it has become a little weaker, a little lighter, but there is scope for us to do a hell of a lot. And we, as we say in some parts, God willing, we will go much farther than what our relationship today is. And there is scope for more, and there is potential for more, and there is a desire for more. That is the most important thing on both sides. So I hope that my 2 years will be very useful and very should I say, eventful in my case.
The relations are very good because India also depending on the oil supplied, petrol supplied by Nigeria. In addition to that, from investment point of view, most of the Indians like Nigeria because it has a better investment climate, even better productivity. But there are certain disadvantages as on today, which is discouraging investors. The main is security. Then coming to the productivity, the second aspect is electricity, power. So these are the two discouraging factors, which until and unless improved, investors will be always shy to come to Nigeria.
Nigeria is our largest trading partner in Africa and largest supplier of crude oil from Africa, and India is the largest trading partner of Nigeria in the world. But the side effect is that there is more oil going from Nigeria into India than goods coming from India to Nigeria. We are trying to do some studies and work on it to try and see if we can export more to Nigeria. The leadership here feels that India understands Nigeria better than anybody else, and Nigeria also understands India better than anybody else. So it should be, and there was a time when India was all over Nigeria. They say that there is a generation of Nigerians who have been brought up by English and mathematics teachers from India, and we want to go back to that relationship, and I hope that there is much more that needs to be done. And that, let me give you specific examples. Like for instance, IT. A lot of Nigerians want to go and study in India. We would like them to go and study in India, but we would also like them to go a little modern. We have a project in Nigeria which is there in all parts of Africa of a virtual classroom. We will give you an Indian university which will teach the concerned university students here in a classroom via satellite and free of cost. We have been doing it for the last 5 years, and we have extended it for another 2 years. So the teacher will be in India, the students will be in Nigeria, the classroom will be in Nigeria, and the teacher can interact with the students the entire day, and there can be questions and answers after the lecture is over. In fact, I have already had a couple of meetings on this, and I want to develop this and see how Nigerian students can study here. You see, it costs a lot of money to travel across to India and stay there, and here you stay here only, and the teacher comes via the satellite to you. So I want to develop this system.
Yeah, as I told you, basically our main specialization is steel. Today we are producing iron bars steel, roughly 60% of the nation requirement. Whatever our national requirement is, 60% of that we produce. Now these are the two major factors, energy and security. If they can improve on those two, then this country has everything. It has natural resources, it has very good manpower, And to me, today, even your young generation is better than anywhere in the world. They should only improve on those two areas if they can. It will automatically strengthen, because we are already your biggest customer, and India has a big population, so we will always continue to consume your oil, your petrol. So that is already there, and most of the Indians like to invest in Nigeria, so that is also there. The strengthen in the sense it will increase the productivity, the investment, and it will be better. And for education point of view also, India is the cheapest as on today. Before also it was, and now also. And so from all the point of view, I think India and Nigeria, we have grown up in the same environment, and things are coming up. Only what Nigeria needs, little, I can say, better leaders.
Well, that's about all we have time for on Inside Business Africa for today. I'll assure you that we'll be back on this program next week to talk about business, finance, and the economy across the African continent. It's been Kenneth Odushola Stevenson presenting Inside Business Africa. Thank you for watching. See you next week.